The Queen of Curses Rika versus the King of Curses Sukuna. This is probably the most interesting battle after Gojo's defeat, and as far as we know, Kenjaku is apparently gone. Sukuna is it. He alone holds all the cards. Everything is riding on Sukuna and his defeat. And now we have a pretty big helping hand with the cursed prodigy child Yuta finally making his big premiere after Sendai. Brothers and sisters, this is Yuta's biggest battle, and the very first thing that ran through my mind reading this chapter is just how can Yuta and Rika help in defeating Ryoma and Sukuna? Surely Yuta did not pull up just to be another one of the dozens of Sukuna victims. Gojo, Kashimo, Yorozu, Jogo, Ryu, the list goes on. We just had Haguruma-san lose the other week. They said he had potential to rival Gojo. He's unlocking reverse curse technique, domain amplification, cursed energy enhancements. Yet Sukuna broke him like a toy. All these very strong sorcerers effed around and they found out Sukuna is not to be messed with. He will no-diff them with one strong dismantle and that's it. That's the end of their life. Sukuna is really fighting at least 5+ sorcerers with more on the way, and he's just wondering to himself, too bad these guys are too weak. I wonder how I can have fun. So I'll just kill them all and crush all of their spirits. Sukuna has the power to start the merger now, and he has the power to kill all of the remaining Koen game players. It's just like he says, if you do not kill me, everyone you care about will die. This is it. Sukuna is nowhere near satisfied, not even serious. He hasn't even realized aspects of his real curse technique yet, and he could probably in theory kill off the whole remaining cast with low to moderate difficulty. The only thing that's really uncertain is if Sukuna can use his own domain expansion, and if he could use domains still after Gojo's battle, then this Heian form just basically undid all of those 13+ chapters. If Gojo couldn't at least weaken or nullify Sukuna's domain, then we're 10 times more F than we were already. So I hope Gojo at least did that much. I hope I painted a little bit of a picture for just how powerful Sukuna has become, because the odds are not in Yuta's favor, but it wasn't going to be any other way. Ultimately, based on how things are going, if Sukuna plays with his food, Yuta will probably be able to do something meaningful. I mean, everyone here lasted more chapters than at least Kashimo, so I guess that would be something. But Sukuna actually is looking forward to his fight with Yuta, and he calls Yuta the main dish, and he can enjoy himself. So Yuta will have to prove that these modern sorcerers can still hang with the best of them. With this matchup, a lot of you probably thought back to Gege's interview where it asked, who's stronger, awakened Rika or Sukuna in his prime from the golden age, and Akutami said it's Sukuna. If you follow the series closely, that's just common sense. But that's not to say Rika can't do anything to Sukuna. As we've seen, she is a very strong, vengeful spirit. Rika fully awakened should be a spirit of endless cursed energy. Yuta himself has a seemingly boundless reserve of cursed energy, yet it's still half as much as Sukuna's. Rika herself seems to be a little bigger in this chapter, and her body is shrouded, so either she's only half manifested or beginning to fully manifest. However, in Yuta's base, he usually would have a tool like his katana, he'd use enormous amounts of cursed energy, and he has access to reverse curse technique, and he has decent reinforcement and output. Regardless of what state he's in here, Yuta still had a brief clash with Sukuna, and it looks like Yuta's sword clashed with Sukuna's dismantle and cleave curse technique. And of course, naturally, when Yuta actually maintains his connection with Rika, he gets all those benefits that I already mentioned, plus more cursed energy supply from Rika, Rika Orimoto's full form, basically like having a giant yandere puppet that can trade blows with foes like Geto and Ryu, and Yuta gets access to even more cursed tools and even has a curse technique that can copy other curse techniques with mimicry. So far, Yuta has shown Inumaki's cursed speech, Daru Shikigami, and Uro's sky manipulation, but he may have much more techniques since Rika acts like a storage system and thus he can keep multiple techniques this way. And finally, Yuta also has his own domain expansion, which we are probably going to see throughout this fight. I imagine within the next couple of chapters, Yuta would at least attempt a domain if Sukuna can't use his own domain. But given Yuta's reaction to Sukuna's fight in his domain battle with Gojo, he probably cannot keep up with Malevolent Shrine anyway. We'll just have to see first how Yuta can survive Sukuna in a good mood. Right now, Sukuna must be in a great mood because even though we already have a couple injured, a couple maybe dead, it amazes me how much characters like Higuruma, Kusakabe, and Yuji can just take Sukuna's slashes with either new shadow style or heal with reverse curse technique, because you think back, our guy Ryu Ishiguri was 2-tapped by 15 finger Sukuna using the same type of slashes. Sukuna must really be playing with his food and having the time of his life. He talked and yapped for like 10 pages, and he even was nice enough to space out and just let people heal. He's playing with everyone right now and enjoying himself. Out of all the sorcerers left, Yuta probably has the most versatility, and he is a extremely well-rounded sorcerer. He has reverse curse technique, tons of cursed energy, Rika, cursed tools, multiple curse techniques, a domain expansion. Yuta is a very stacked sorcerer. Dare I say he actually has a bag. The only thing you can badmouth about Yuta is his 5-minute time limit, because he's doing everything else right. Yet at the same time, if you think of a character like Kashimo, he unlocked Mythic Beast Amber, became exceptionally stronger and faster and more powerful. He unveiled all of his tricks that he saved for 400 years, and he still got waffled in less than 2 chapters. It's like you fight Sukuna and you die, and you are graded by Sukuna's standards. Kashimo was an example of what to expect no matter, even if you are willing to die for your own ideals. Sukuna is just overwhelming strength that disregards all else. Versus Sukuna, this is the ultimate chance for Yuta to test his mental and physical fortitude in this battle, because all Sukuna is looking for is to see if Yuta can even keep up in the first place. He wants to enjoy himself. He wants Yuta to struggle and resist and give it his all in this battle to make it worthwhile. And it's very likely with all of Yuta's power that he has to give, he will certainly pique Sukuna's interest. However, I do not think that Yuta will do it all alone. Yuta will probably be the main heavy hitter in this fight, but he's also got people around him like Yuji, Ino, and Kusakabe there for support, as much as that's worth. But we also have not seen Maki enter these fights, so she very well may show up alongside Yuta to do the best that they can to fight against Sukuna. Maki's Soul Split Katana would be an incredible asset to deal with Sukuna's durability, as it could be even better depending on if Soul Split's cuts can even heal with reverse curse technique. There have only been a handful of occasions where Yuta decided to work in a team, but having Yuta as an ally is an insane advantage. Just having curse speech, reverse curse technique healing, damage, and output, Yuta is a all-in-one, so just imagine how formidable a team composed of Maki, Yuta, and Itadori, or even Hikari would be. That's a certified Jujutsu Kaisen classic. Overall, Yuta is an extremely competent and capable sorcerer, and Rika is an overwhelmingly powerful curse. But Yuta's limits will get pushed fighting Sukuna. He is leagues above Yuta's level, and Sukuna's Golden Age form is a whole different beast than what Gojo fought. This Heian Era form defeated the Abe clan, remnants of the Sugawaras, and the Angel clans, Uro's Celestial Squad, and the 5 Void Generals. Heian Era top tiers that at least were around Uro or Yorozu's level of sorcerer power. So Yuta or anyone that Sukuna fights definitely has their work cut out for them, literally and figuratively. But even if Yuta gets defeated, if Sukuna entertains him like he did with Higuruma, then that may leave Yuta room to grow and become even stronger. Like let's say Sukuna brought Yuta near death and Yuta learned the curse technique reversal to reverse his technique like Gojo did, or he used domain amplification to null Sukuna slashes, or used a new copy ability like perhaps Angel's Jacob Ladder. There's no reason for Yuta to ignore copying all these incredibly useful techniques around him. Jacob's Ladder is perfect to exercise and split Sukuna's soul from Megami, and it would extinguish Sukuna's curse technique. Yuta could even have copied aspects of Geto's curse technique, like just imagine curse spirit manipulation, Uzumaki plus love beam, plus even more ways to harness more curse techniques. And it's not like Yuta doesn't have the space to do so, he has Rika. But ultimately, if Yuta were forced to grow when his back is against the wall, he would grow exceptionally stronger considering how strong he is right now. And he'd have a very decent chance in helping to defeat and even kill Sukuna. Right now his chances are low, but they aren't exactly zero. Yuta has a shot, and I think Sukuna is willing to let Yuta give his best attempt, and just maybe Yuta might even shock Sukuna with his power.